Hi guys, it's Mary McIntyre. Welcome back to my channel. My desk is literal carnage right now. We're going to try to fix that. It is Thursday and it is 11:15 at night. I have a craft fair on Saturday. This is the state of what I need to finish making ready for said craft fair. Yeah, work has been slightly insane. So I'm gonna kind of get all this stuff sorted. So I thought I'd just kind of film some of the things that I do when I'm prepping for a craft fair. I've got a load of stuff already on jewellery cards and bagged up and kind of organised, but that's all still in the loft. I've been making these, whenever I've got leftover resin, I'm kind of just pouring them into my constellation molds or into my, I think if you've been with me a while, you'll remember I was playing with nail powders and UV resin. So I've got all these tiny little chunks of stuff that I'm just never going to really use for anything else other than key rings. But these tiny chunks I just don't have the patience to make jewellery out of, so I've basically turned them into shoe charms. I bought some of these when I wanted to make my own shoe charms, and I ended up buying like a pack of 200 because it was cheaper than buying 20, which is how it usually goes. So rather than these all just sitting in cups doing nothing, I've turned them into shoe charms. And I've also made some really, this is not my cup of tea at all, but there'll be a lot of children at the fete. It's the school and church joint fete, so there will be kids that like this kind of thing. So I've got these little packs that I'm gonna sell as shoe charm packs. So I've got my little bags to just get those into the bags and out of the way, and then when I've done that, all of these constellation keyrings I'm going to turn into actual keyrings instead of just discs. And I've got some kind of little charms and stuff like that, so some of them are going to get that. So I need to get all my keyring making stuff out. I've got various shapes and sizes of all sorts of stuff. I've got these super sparkly pink ones that are going to be keyrings. So I've got a lot to do basically, and I'm standing here talking about it instead of actually doing it. So while I do this, I'll have a quick chat with you about life in general and why my upload schedule's been a little bit off kilter. So I'm going to get the bags and put these out of the way, and then I'll come back when I'm ready to start making the keyrings, and we can kind of have a chatty, get ready for a craft fair. Right, the shoe charms are out of the way. I've got all of my other bits and pieces here that I'm just going to have to wing it and not overthink things. Right, okay. The moons that I'm turning into keyrings are quite thin, so rather than using the triangular jump ring, I'm going to use this kind of heavy duty one, which hopefully will be strong enough to hold onto this. So I've not been uploading as regularly as normal. Nothing really awful's happening, but I've had quite a lot of work related stuff going on, and we had a couple of weekends where we went away. We had a trip to Cardiff to see the Foo Fighters, which was amazing. When I got back, we'd been travelling that week, and I'd also been travelling with work the week before. My back was really awful. If you don't know, I injured my spine 30 years ago this October, and have had multiple back surgeries. So whenever I do any kind of travelling or anything that involves sitting for prolonged periods, it's one of the things that's a massive trigger for my back pain, I have a big flare-up. So to deal with that, I have an inversion table, which I've used successfully for many years, and it's helped me so much. When I was on it a couple of weeks ago, I'd already been dealing with a lot of muscle spasms in my neck, which was causing problems with my grip, and I kept dropping things, and it was just impossible to do any crafting. And so I'd been seeing the osteopath for that, and I went on the inversion table when we got back from Cardiff, and there was this kind of triple really strong pop in the area where the hardware is in my spine. I've got titanium rods and screws in my lumbar spine. Something really popped, and when I righted myself on the table, I was literally paralysed. I just couldn't move. Everything had just gone into horrific spasm. So my husband, obviously I would never use that thing if I was in the house alone for this very reason. So my husband got me to bed and I had some strong muscle relaxers, but the pain from that has just carried on and on and on. On top of that, you may remember that we lost our cat Coco in January. His brother Slinky went missing the day we went to Cardiff. He was here when we went to Cardiff. We were away for one night. Came back the next day, he wasn't here. We assumed he would turn up. It's now been 23 days and no sign. He's microchipped, contact details up to date, etc. So we're hoping that no news is good news, because at least we know he hasn't been hit by a car. But there's no sign of him at all. Nobody has seen him. So I've been out on my mobility scooter around the village. We are bordered by farmland in all directions. He could literally be anywhere. The crop fields are waist high, the grass verges, because of rewilding, which I'm in big favour of, the grass verges are all waist high. Trying to see a black cat cowering in that, just impossible. But he's a really friendly cat and we just can't find him. I've been out so many times for like 2 hours at a time, going around every single place in the village that a cat could possibly be hiding. Nothing, just absolutely nothing. So I've been kind of really out of sorts worrying about him, to be honest. It's just not nice. I just want him to be okay. The not knowing really is so hard. So hopefully he's just found a nice house to chill in, just have some chill time. Sometimes cats do just need a little bit of time away. If that's what he needs, that's fine. I just wish I knew where he was, because it's really hard not knowing. So yeah, it's been quite a lot, and on top of my usual workload, that's kind of been fairly tough to kind of stay level. My brain's kind of catastrophizing about Slinky, and my back pain always gets me down when it's like this. So, work obviously is my priority. I have to get my work done first, and then whatever energy I have left can then be used for crafting and fun stuff. So yeah, that's why my schedule has been ever so slightly erratic, because I just haven't had any bandwidth at all to do any crafting. Now I've lost something. Where's it gone? I was sure I had my box of jump rings out. I'm just going to use these ones. I can't be bothered finding the smaller ones. They were on my desk. I don't know what I've done with them. So yeah, I've been just getting really forgetful, and it's just been kind of tough keeping everything going, to be honest. But there's some really good things been happening too. You may remember that I don't know if I think I mentioned it on this channel, that I had like a mega project on the go before Christmas. That was me co-authoring a book, and I got the author advance copy of that book a couple of weeks ago. Which is really awesome. It looks so cool. I just don't have the dexterity because of the spasms in my neck. I keep dropping everything. Yeah, the book looks really awesome. It's the first time I've had a book with my actual name as like written by, so that's pretty special. So the book comes out in September, and I did the unboxing of it over on my astronomy channel, so you may have seen that already. So that's really cool, and still busy with talks and getting enough work to keep ticking over and not go hungry. My husband is going to be retiring at the end of this year. I'm still going to be working actively within a lot of projects within the astronomy world, but his 9 to 5, he is finally retiring. So I want to do less work so that we can spend some time doing stuff together, because even though we both work from home a lot of the time, we don't really see each other that often. So that would be really nice. So I'm looking forward to that. We'll be able to just go off out for coffee sometime, and yeah, it'll be really nice. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully be able to visit my family up north a bit more often as well, because driving is something I'm really struggling with these days, so I'm not getting up to see my family as much as I'd like. One of my close family members hasn't been well, and that's been tough, so there's been a lot going on this year, to be honest, but a lot of really good stuff too. You know, I'm so lucky. I do a job that I absolutely adore. I'm just very lucky. I have some really amazing friends, and you know, I really can't complain. I just wish my cat would come home. Okay, I'm gonna just move the constellation ones back a second and get these horrendous pink glittery things done. You guys that craft, do you find it hard to make things that you don't like yourself? I know I do, and it's a trap that's super easy to fall into. When I do craft fairs, I don't do very many, but this one in particular has got loads of kids with a little bit of pocket money, so you need low cost items that they can just get with some pocket money that they have left over after they've gone around the tombola stand and all of that jazz. So it's always good to kind of make stuff like this, and kind of low cost pocket money bracelets and stuff like that. I've just not had time to make very much, but I've kind of had all of these bits in the background, but just haven't had a chance to really do anything with them. So hence the mega last minute job here getting this done. I also want to make a cookie pie for the cake stall, and I have no idea when I'm going to have time for that. But I really want to make it. I bought all the stuff, and I love cookie pie. So it's where it's basically a pie, but the crust is cookie, and I'm going to fill the inside with wafers and Nutella. So it's rich, very sweet. I can only eat a little bit, but they're so good, so good. So I need to do that tomorrow and let that chill overnight in the fridge, otherwise I'll have zero chance of cutting it. Tomorrow it's going to be about 30 degrees here, so anything with Nutella in is going to get squidgy pretty darn quick. So I'm actually thinking I need to check the temperature on Saturday. The weather forecast, like all this week, sunny, dry, sunny spells and dry, hot and dry. Saturday, rain. But the rain was due to come across at exactly the time that the fete is happening. But the weather forecast today is saying that it's not going to come over till a bit later. So hopefully we won't get rained on, because I had a load of stuff ruined by a heavy downpour a couple of years ago at this fete, which is really frustrating, but it happens. Okay, these are quite cute. As much as they're not really my cup of tea, they are quite cute. So hopefully, I have not calculated the pricing for any of this stuff yet. I've got my spreadsheet with all my resin stuff on, and do the calculations that way. Fates like this, I tend to mostly sell stuff quite, this kind of thing, you know, pretty cheap, because it is kids that are primarily buying this sort of thing. But I do have my other jewellery that is, you know, not quite, not cheap, the inexpensive pocket money stuff. I have some other bits that are not that, so they're all packaged up. And these, I'm gonna make my own jewellery cards. I actually have jewellery cards that have been bought, and I've bought some myself, and none of them are really appropriate for a keyring. But I bought an absolutely awesome Cuttlebug die kit, which is full of dies for making your own jewellery cards, and also little jewellery boxes, like display boxes. So cool. I don't know that I will necessarily forever make all my own cards, but it's really handy having the option to do that if I need a particular thing, because jewellery cards don't always work with the thing that you're trying to put on them. But I do really like using them, and I've got a stamp that I got from Moray Lothian Woodworks, which was made by me, and I stamped the back of it, and it just keeps everything tidy and in their little cards, and you know, easy to display, all of that jazz. Looks a bit more professional than just having stuff in a pile, if you know what I mean. So I have 50 keyrings that need something doing to them to make them display. So yeah, I can cut out 50 jewellery cards. It's going to take a long time. I do not have 50 plastic bags that I'm going to use for this. I have the cornstarch bags, but they're really expensive. I'd have to put the price up to cover, and even though they're cornstarch, it would end up being single-use plastic, because these are most likely going to be bought by people that just open it and throw the bag away. So I'm not quite sure what to do. Whenever I go to the charity shop or to any kind of thing that has a bric-a-brac or second-hand stall, I look for jewellery display stands of some sort, and I recently picked up this guy. I have one like it myself with my own jewellery on. I've been contemplating the idea of hanging these up. There's a lot of them, a lot of them. I suspect it would get knocked over. It'd be incredibly hard to stop it from getting knocked flying. I don't know whether this could work actually. That's pretty sturdy, you know. I think that's going to work. That means I don't have to punch 50 keyring cards, which right now I'm here for. I really am. Okay, it's now midnight. I need to go to sleep, rest my back for a while. Tomorrow the mega prep will start. I'll need to get all my stuff out of the loft. I've got necklaces to put on jewellery cards. I've got some fridge magnets to sort out. I've got these epic potion bottle necklaces that need to go on cards. It's so cool. Nobody's going to buy potion bottle necklaces in July, but I made them, so may as well have them with me. Yeah, so tomorrow, stuff out of the loft, make the necklaces that need a cord or a chain, and then get all my stock out and figure out what's going on. I've got a big homemade display board that I can fit loads of stuff on, so it's really easily visible. So tomorrow I will sort all that out, and then anything that isn't priced, I'll sort all that out as well. So I suspect I'll be here at midnight tomorrow as well, but getting those keyrings done and displayed like that is a big load off my mind, so I'm going to go and get some sleep. I'll be back tomorrow. See you then. Morning guys, I've had some sleep, feeling a little bit more awake. It's about 5,000 degrees C here today, so I am dripping getting all this stuff ready. I mentioned last night about my jewellery cards that I've got the die cuts for. So that's a 3-piece set of cutters that make a kind of folded display box. This is different sorts of jewellery card, and then this amazing selection of stuff that means you can cut hanging holes, earring holes, necklace slits, just pretty much anything you could ever need. So what I'm going to do, these keyrings I've decided to put on a card and in a bag just to protect them. I don't want them to get scuffed. So this little one here will be really good for the keyring to sit on, and then I'll just hold it with a little bit of sellotape. These sets I made a while ago on my channel, and I kind of want them to be a pair, like so that heart was chomped out of that necklace. So for this one I'm going to use the same keyring one here, and then a slightly bigger one to put the necklace on, just so that they're in a compact card. So the way that you do that is sandwich them in between the plates on my cuttlebug, rotate the handle, and it chomps them out. So I'm doing that for a few of the bigger keyrings that are kind of better quality ones, rather than the kind of pocket money keyrings that do look good on that stand. So that's what I'm going to do now, and then I want to just quickly make just some more kind of pocket money necklaces. Really, they're like £2 necklaces with some bits and pieces that I've got in my bead box. That shouldn't take me long, and then I've got a few necklaces to put on cards. I've got some sun catchers to bag up, and then I think it's just a case of getting everything together and figuring out what's going on the display board. So I'm going to try and get this done as soon as I can, because it's 12:30 and it's already sweltering. I'm like so hot. Like, now the thought of baking my cookie pie, that might have to wait till a bit later. All right, let's get this done. Okay, they're done. That worked really well. Nice stamp on the back, which smudged because I bagged them too quickly. This is why you don't leave stuff till the last minute. But yeah, they look better, just kind of protected from scratches, and yeah, happy with those. So next job, just whip up some kind of pocket money necklaces, and then I've got a load of other stuff to put on cards. These are the jewellery cards that I have already made. I haven't made them, I was bought them, and then I just opened them and stamped them on the back. So I really like these kind of recycled card ones, and they've got earring slits and also slits at the side, so I can put earrings or necklaces on these. And yeah, I really like those. They're a good sturdy card, and they all come with little bags as well. So yeah, necklaces next, but I'm going to make some coffee first. I need coffee, I need coffee. Okay, I've created chaos and mess again. All of these need to go on jewellery cards now, so I still haven't made that coffee. That was like 2 hours ago. But lots of different types and varieties of necklace. I've had comments before that people wanted some on chains rather than just on cord, so I've bought those. They are way more expensive, but I'll have to reflect that in the price. But I have to say, these kind of faux labradorite, I don't know how to pronounce it, but the faux stones that I made fairly recently on my channel, they do look really good with a chain. And some of the potion bottles look really good with a gold chain, and I particularly liked this steampunk heart with the gold as well. It would have been great with a more antique gold, but it will probably tarnish anyway. So yeah, I am going to actually make that coffee now and then get these on the jewellery cards and in the bags ready to go. Okay, quick update. I'm making progress. I haven't priced anything new yet, but I had a breather, went across to the village pop-up pub, had a glass of beautiful dry rosé and a pizza. And yeah, so I've made 2 bracelets so far. These are the kind of like pocket money bracelets. I've done the necklaces. These are the sorts of things. They fit any size. If I had more time, I would do sliding knots on them, but honestly, children struggle with which end to pull, and you can't really glue the ends on a sliding knot. I've not figured out a way of doing it without it gluing the knot closed so it won't slide. So these you can just tie, and you know, they're just super quick and simple. So I have a ton of different sorts of beads, and I've got 3 different colours of hemp cord, this slim stuff, which is good for smaller wrists. So I still have quite a few on my bracelet stand from last year, so I'm just going to whip up a few of these, not too many, but these are something that I usually do sell quite a few of at this fair. I just wanted to say as well, it's important when you are doing craft fairs that you think about your audience, and this is a village craft fair. It's not a craft fair at all, it's the village summer fete. People are not there to buy crafts, they are there to go to the tombola, look at the dog show or whatever's going on, and if they happen to see a bracelet for £2, they'll pick one up. This is not somewhere to take your kind of more expensive well-made stuff. I usually have that, but my display board needs to reflect the market of the place I'm going, and for this, it's this stuff. This is the stuff that every year, this is the stuff that kind of flies out. So I'm annoyed with myself for not making these sooner. It's like 8 o'clock now, the night before, but I've got many beads. So I'll whip up a few more of these, and then I need to go and sort out what's going on my display board once I've priced everything. Yeah, I'm not going to be getting to bed early tonight. Oh God, guys, it's 9 p.m. and I've just remembered I haven't made the cookie pie. Why do I do this to myself? Yeah, so I've stopped making bracelets and I'm going to start making the cookie pie so it can be cooking while I make bracelets. Because this has to chill overnight, otherwise, there's no chance of cutting it. So I wasn't joking when I said I'm not going to get it to bed early tonight. Oh my God. I need to clean everything down and get started.
The cookie pie had to freeze for an hour before cooking it. I totally forgot about that step. So while it was in the freezer, I got my display board ready, chose just a random selection of all the stuff that I had in baskets, but everything else was in baskets for people to browse through if they wanted to. So I included some of the kind of pocket money stuff, some of the new key rings, and overall the board is just easier to see than rummaging through all the baskets. So once the cookie pie had frozen for an hour, it went in the oven for about 40 minutes and then it had to sit out for an hour to cool a little bit before putting it in the fridge overnight. So making this damn cookie pie meant that I was up till about 1:30 in the morning. It was delicious though. It was really, really delicious. But once I could put that in the fridge, I had everything bagged up, boxed up, ready to go for my craft stall. So the following morning, after the cookie pie had chilled overnight, I then got it out of the fridge and started to cut it up. So I thought it just looked absolutely delicious. I put layers of Nutella and wafer in there. It was really hard to cut. But I cut it up as best I could and bagged all of those pieces up and kept some for us and gave 9 pieces to the craft fair, which apparently sold super quickly. So that was really cool. So the following day, I set up really early, and I'm really glad I did because I got everything laid out in the order I wanted to. That jewelry stand for the keyrings worked a dream. There was no falling over or anything. So it all looked cool. It was dry. Weather was forecast to be dry until after the fete. So I'm really, really glad that I went across early and set up because it started to absolutely bucket down about 15 minutes after I'd finished setting up. Luckily, all my stuff was under the gazebo. I got wet. My a row later, my walker got very, very wet, but my stock was dry, which was the important thing. And I ended up having to grab, there's a guy next to me was selling paintings who didn't have a gazebo. So we had to quickly grab all his stuff and put it under my table under the gazebo as well. But luckily it was a short-lived shower. It was very heavy, very, very heavy rain. But I'm so glad I was set up early because if I'd come across at the time I was originally going to, I would have been setting up in this. Thankfully, it did dry up and we had a really good day. It was pretty busy. I had to stay. The fete was an extra hour this year, so it was for 3 hours, and I had a kind of steady stream of children coming buying loads of bracelets. Nearly all the pocket money necklaces I made got bought. They were super popular. A couple of key rings, not loads, and actually turning those little gems into shoe charms. I sold quite a few of those as well. So the stall cost £25 to have it. I made that back fairly quickly, and at the end of it, I did quite well. And for this type of fete, you're never going to make loads of money, and the profit margins are quite small on these items. But it was a really successful day. Everything is still basically in the spare room because I then came down with a horrific respiratory virus. So yeah, not the best. So I've been unwell for the last couple of weeks with that. But when I got home from the fete, I just crashed on the bed for a while and had snuggles with Mono, who is always up for snuggles. She's an absolute sweetheart. And I had plenty of snuggles with Mono while I had a fever and was ill all the week after this. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it was a long one and there was lots of chatting at the beginning, but I just wanted to kind of talk to you guys about how things are. I'm still kind of struggling work wise to fit everything in, so I will still make videos when I can. There's no guarantee I'm going to be able to get back to a weekly upload schedule yet, but I'll do my very, very best. I've been trying to just make some stuff without filming as well, because sometimes I just want to make things and test stuff out. And so yeah, I have made a few things off camera, but I have some plans of videos I want to do before we go on our holiday at the beginning of September. So take care, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.